Hello, what's up, what's up? Amy here, content coach, word nerd extraordinaire, founder of the course Content Transformation, so you can transform your content, transform your business, and transform your life. And today I wanted to give you a sneak peek into the behind the scenes of my business and how I plan out content, how I plan things out, how I plan things out for 3 months, 6 months, and a year from now, so that you don't have to be in constant reactionary mode. And if you are totally digging this content, if you know content is something you get to work on, be sure you hit like and subscribe to this YouTube channel so I can keep staying at top of mind in your inbox so you do not miss any of my awesome tips. So here's the deal. A lot of entrepreneurs come to me for content and they're like, I don't know what to say. I don't know how to be consistent. I don't know. Like, there's just all of these gaps. And my number one thing, which quite frankly, people don't like to hear, is if you have a plan, if you have thought things out strategically months in advance, you don't have any of those how do I be consistent and I don't know what to talk about plans. So I am going to show you what the last several months of my business has looked like and what it is gonna look like for another few minutes as we close out 2019, so you can understand how this works and really truly see, like, this is how you stay ahead of the curve. Also, cash flow. Can we just get real about cash flow here? Because a lot of entrepreneurs, they'll say, okay, I'm going to go launch a group course. They'll launch the group course. They may hit their goal. They may not hit their goal. And then they're like, okay, now what? And they've got a big gap. Or they have the big thing that they want to do, but they haven't planned for how are you going to have cash flow in your business while you are planning that thing, creating that thing, like whatever that may look like. This is gonna help you out. So what we've got here, this is literally on my wall in my house. Now, first of all, no, I love big Post-its. I do not, hear this now, I do not create my content sitting behind my computer. I create my content when I'm out in the world, when I have something happen to me in my life and I go, hey, this would be a great thing for me to share with you because I know you'll get a lot out of it. Now, that's a whole nother video, but this is important. Like, this is truly important, being able to get your thoughts on paper. And then I literally have this hanging up. This is like my front door. I literally have it hanging up in my house so I constantly see it. So let's take a look. So I was creating this around July. Now, here's one thing to notice. Retreat. Notice the dates over here, December 3rd through 6th. Here's the thing. The retreat is like my holy grail, my zone of genius. Like, I freaking, like, everything about a retreat is like all of me. Like, I am really good at creating experiences for people. I know people will get a ton out of being activated. They need to be in space with me. Like, I mean, there's so many things about this retreat. So I'm sharing that because I want you to know that as I was creating all of this, the retreat was really, this is where I'm going. This is my big goal. So think to yourself, like, what kind of business do you want to have? What do you want to have happening, in your business? What's your holy grail? Like, what is the thing that you most want to be doing in your business? Okay. And it could be a book. I've got books down there, which we'll talk about that in a second, but it could be a book. But like, what is that thing for you that's just like really like, oh my God, this is like soul aligned. It makes sense. It's strategic, all the things. So here's what I did. Knowing that this is where I wanted to get to, knowing that it was probably going to be in December, and then I ended up choosing these dates. Now, hear this. I did not choose these dates based on like when was the best time for me. I was open to okay, how is this gonna look? I knew it needed to be probably sometime in December. I also knew early December. But quite frankly, these dates got chosen because it was when the house I wanted was available. Now, why was that house important? That house was important because I'm clear that when I create retreats, I create experiences for people so that everything from the house to breakfast to snacks to content, like everything is designed for people to have content transformation in their life, like the big breakthroughs. So, okay, let's keep moving. So here's the thing. Back in July, I knew this is where I want to end up. This is where I want to go. And there's a lot of space in between July and December. How do I get here? I also knew I have website stuff brewing. Whoops, you can't see. I have website stuff brewing. I knew I needed a team. I had not had a virtual assistant for probably like a year and a half. And I knew in order for me to go where I wanted to go, I knew I needed to have this happen. So I start listing out what are the big things to have happen. I can't just start selling a retreat in December, in July, and have that be my only income. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Also, another thing is like, what will prepare people for the retreat? Who are the people that make the most sense for this retreat, that will get the best results, that are just like the dreamy clients at this retreat? Who are those people? What do they need to get ready to come to this retreat? Now hear that. What do they need to get ready to come to this retreat? I also knew I wanted to do a list build of some sort because, you know, I could go on a whole tangent right now about people online who are telling you to create courses and then you don't have anyone to sell your course to. I will save that for another video. But I knew like I wanted to do an audience, a list build. I wanted to do a big give that would lead people through, again, to the retreat. So here's what I did. I said, okay, I'm gonna do a challenge. People have been asking me for a while, like do a 5-day content challenge. Like, and it just makes total sense with the work I do. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a challenge. And then I knew, again, people have been asking me for a content course for at least a year now, probably a year and a half. So again, hear that though. There are so many nuggets in this video, by the way. People have been asking me for that. Buddy's excited about it. So what do? I'm like, okay, people have been asking me for the course, so it makes sense that I launch this course. I knew the course was gonna be 6 weeks, and so then I start filling this in. How does this all work together? I also had an event, Pays to Be Brave. I wanted to promote, this is another entrepreneur's event, and I wanted to be an affiliate for her. I wanted to promote her event. I very much believe in what she's up to, and I figured out, you know what, let me do some giveaways around that. But again, because I'm clear, because I plan things out, like I knew exactly where to fit this in so that it was not competing with the other things I had going on. So I had all of these big, that's why they're in red, all of these big things in red, and then I start filling in the dots with dates. Like, okay, retreat is gonna be early December. Got it. So then I go backwards through all of these other pieces to say, okay, if the retreat's in December, if I have a 6-week course, and a lot of people in this course are gonna wanna come to the retreat. Like, it just makes sense for them. It's gonna be the next level of mastery for them and their content. Okay, cool. If this is a 6-week course, how do I create the dates for that course so that that course is finished before the retreat? And that course is finished in enough time that people could commit to coming to a retreat. Okay, so like it's not an online thing. Like they have to be able to get flights. They have to, you know, book. They don't need hotels and accommodations because I take care of all that. Because again, I'm all about the experience. But I knew like, okay, this course needs to be happening towards the end of September. So then I added in that date. If the course is happening at the end of September, okay, cool. How soon does the challenge need to be? What does that look like? If it's a 5-day challenge, And again, there's so much in this video that I don't have time to go into, like in this one video. So this is like a pretty high level look, but also at the same time a lot of detail, if that makes sense. But I looked at the challenge and I said, okay, if the challenge is 5 days, and if the back end of that challenge is gonna include a live training with me, which it did, and then a cart is gonna open to get people into the course and give people the opportunity to keep going with me. So what do those dates look like? Okay, got it. Then that means I need this date to be early September. Now, this didn't happen exactly. This got pushed back a week because we had issues with my Facebook ads. That's another video as well. But like we had a ton of issues and my team said, Amy, like we really think you should push this back a week. Is that doable? I said, you know what? Like, yeah, it is. But that also means this got pushed back a week. Again, I had space because I created a little bit of space here. But that means I went through the challenge. I got people through the challenge. They went, you know, all the way through. There was space in here to do a live training with me where people got a ton of value. And then there was a week that this cart was open for my main course. Now, there's a lot of other courses I have in my brain. But again, I stay focused. I stay focused on like one thing at a time. So this hasn't gone away. This mini course thing hasn't gone away. These other things, like they haven't gone away, but it is a matter of like knowing what we can do with our time and with like what we have, okay? So then that's how I figured out those dates. Is okay, got it. How much time does this need? How much time does this need to lead into the retreat? Now, the challenge, again, this is like a separate video, but I want to give you this. The challenge gave people basic information they need to create content that converts. The course, Content Transformation, is supporting people with how to write that content that converts. I'm literally walking through my steps of how I create really powerful content that people show up in my DMs saying to me, oh my God, I want to work with you. I need what you have. It happens every week. The retreat is creating the content. So the retreat is taking all of this and infusing it and setting people up for 2020. Now, pays to be brave. That was a deadline because there was an event, but I knew, like, again, look at these dates. Oh, I can do this in August and fit it in before I go into my big like rollout for everything. I backed up and I said, okay, my website, yeah, I should be working on that in July when I have more time. An assistant, yeah, clearly like I need that person before all of this is happening. Now here's one that's really interesting is books. And I put books here because books are really important to me and there's a lot of them I want to write, but here's the thing. I am so clear on my mission and my vision and my purpose, and I know books are a part of that. I also know writing a book is not making me money. It's just not. Like, taking the time to write a book is not bringing in cash flow. So what I'm doing here is I'm setting up things that will give me income and give me space to work more on the book. So I'm working on the book, but it's not my biggest focus right now. Also, the retreat, early December, my goal is to take most of December off after this. And then I've got a whole other thing that's going to be happening for early 2020 into like January, February, March, April. So, and by the way, it's not necessarily new. You need to hear this. It's not necessarily new. I'm going to run the challenge again. I'm going to run the course again. There will probably be a retreat in, I don't know, April, May, we'll see. Because the retreats, because it is like my jam, like truly, the retreats are probably going to be twice a year. So I don't overcomplicate it. Hear that. I do not overcomplicate it. But when people talk to me about like, oh, I don't need, I don't understand content strategy, or I don't understand how to plan things out, or I don't know what to write. Like, I knew exactly what to write all of the weeks leading up to this date because I knew I have a challenge coming up. I knew how to seed them for the course. And all along, everything I've been putting out has been seeding people for the retreat. Does that make sense? You with me? You with me? Okay, my arm is about to fall off. So this has been a super sneak peek into how I use planning to plan my content so that I never get in this big struggle of I don't know what to write and when, and I'm constantly, like, I hear this from other entrepreneurs, like, I'm in a cash flow crunch or I don't know how to create money. If we did this with your business, don't you think you would know exactly how to create money, what exactly to write about, where it all fits in the picture, so that you have tons of spaciousness. You're not always reacting. You're not always like, oh my God, now what do I do? Like, no, it's super, super clear. So I love doing this with people. This is, I mean, talk about transformation. To me, this is transforming. Like, this is so transformative. Like, this is transformation. When you can get your business where it is set up that you get this, and then you fill in the content among these things, like, imagine what's possible for you in your life and in your business if you did this. So here's the deal. You can go to my website, CoachAmyRamsey.com. There are free resources there. And if you are interested in attending one of my beautiful retreat experiences, where, by the way, I do this. This is literally the process of what we do at my retreat. Like, I walk you through how to do this so that you've got cash flow, you've got consistency, you're super clear, everything is working together, you're not launching 50 different things. It's like you've got your super clear plan and you know exactly what to do with it and when. And of course, you know the content that is going to bring the absolute perfect clients along on the journey with you. So if you're interested in attending one of those, the link is below. You can put in an application. Let me know. And of course, if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe and like to this YouTube channel. I'm gonna bring you tons of awesome content on content and how to create this ease in your business through transforming your content, your business, and your life. Much love. Have a beautiful day. Bye.